autistic right now. Just like
I pushed it, but it's not doing it.
it's because it's gonna wait for the main theme to go down.
Oh.
That's what I said. When the main theme goes down, that's when you turn that one on, because now the music's gonna be going in the background, because that's background music. That's quieter. This one's the loud one. That's the quiet one. See? Now we got.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
What?
Welcome into Fantasy Unclean.
Was not our best start. That might be my fault.
We are your hosts, Rich Fiddler, Scott Robley, and Frodo Cavell.
Oh, we.
I was waiting to see if you catch that.
Oh my God, I'm so honored. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I feel like I'm part of this thing finally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's up? How's football going for you guys?
We
all had a great week.
Yeah. And I had a fantastic Sunday.
Honestly, my Sunday was fantastic. I started Sunday in a way better mood than anybody else.
Any other Sunday.
Because
you already won.
Because Thursday was fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
So I didn't care what the fuck happened on Sunday.
I know,
Made no difference to me whatsoever.
I have the opposite effect. I have to wait all the way through.
That's true.
Till Monday to watch the Seahawks play, and I have Kenneth Walker on a lot of my teams, so I'm not going to know if I'm going to win until Monday night.
Well, you
Yeah.
might.
You might. Yeah. You could be so far ahead.
Not in our leagues.
But, and then
Unless I have A-Chain.
you don't, because I do.
Yeah, I know.
And for me, like it's sort of like, okay, I think the Dolphins can beat the Broncos. Like I think pretty handily.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's a good start. Okay, good
And
start.
exactly like we predicted.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, it's 35-13 at half.
Time to let off the gas.
And then it felt
at
personal.
At halftime, I went, you know what? I've got 19 points out of Mostert right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
I'm doing okay.
He's not going to play
yeah.
much more. He's
Right.
not going to play much more. Most of these players aren't going to play much more. I told my wife, I was like, that's probably all you're going to get out of Tyreek Hill at this point.
Yeah.
In all fairness, that's all she really got out of
for
Tyreek Hill.
He did all in the first half. And then they're
He
like
went home.
And they're like, no. Like Broncos defense is like, what's tackling, dude?
That
Because
was the thing. It's like I was watching that game, and the Dolphins obviously played great. The Broncos played actively bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the Dolphins played so well that there was nothing that anybody could do to stop them, because they played very well, and a decent defense would have stopped them.
well, they were trying even like they were up. What was it? 56
50-something to
56 to 13 at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still have another 15 minutes of football to go.
And it's not like they were like throwing bombs. Like when your backup quarterback went in,
Mike White,
when Mike White went in, the first play that he does is to
Robbie Chosen. Who does not look as fast as he used to be, because he almost got caught by Patrick Surtain.
Right, and that's why he's the third or fourth string wide receiver.
He was
there.
on practice squad, got elevated because of Waddle being out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mike White took Chosen for a 68-yard touchdown out of the
on
gate.
your starting cornerback.
On your starting defense.
Yeah.
Like,
And
shut the fuck up, guys.
And then it was a really entertaining like minute and a half of the game, because you had that touchdown.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And then you had a kickoff return for 98 yards.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you had a pass to Devon A-Chain for another 60-some
A
yards.
handoff.
Oh, a handoff.
Yeah, handoff.
Devon A-Chain for
he's
another
fast.
60-some yard touchdown.
It was phenomenal. It was phenomenally fun to watch with no investment in it personally. I don't have any of the Dolphins. I don't have any of the Broncos. I don't particularly care if the Broncos win or lose. I'd rather see them lose, but I'm not like heavy invested in that.
I was really entertained to watch the exact same pass result in a touchdown to the exact same player in the exact same way.
Yeah, the no-look
twice. The no-look shovel pass.
The first time that happened, I was like, oh my God, what the fuck did I just watch? Because
Right.
Tua doesn't do that shit. And I'm like, fucking do that. I mean, when I was watching Jenkins break it down, and it's Tim Jenkins, and it's a brilliant play design, because they're letting the backer in.
Yep.
You have Hill already running at the full speed to like a jet sweep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which
Tua's,
they do.
Yeah, they do. And Tua's looking right at Hill.
Yeah.
So, of course, this guy's going to react and go, it's going to fucking Hill. Yes. I already have a bad angle. I need to make sure I try to get there. And then that's his first ever touchdown right-handed, by the way, in his entire career. Yeah. Flipped it back. And the first one, he had to weave his way through to get in.
Yes.
It was fantastic.
He had to work a little hard.
The second one, Robert Hunt's out front just going like, there's no one to fucking block.
What are we doing?
You see him, he's like going down there like, okay, well, it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was phenomenally fun to watch. I am congratulations to you and your team for the second most points scored, I think. Maybe the third.
Second most since the Super Bowl era, and the second most yardage.
Yeah.
Yep.
726.
Something like that.
Yards.
Yeah, and normally I'm not for a team running up the score. But they were running the ball. They were trying not to run up the score. I mean, like, look, you're not going to tell the guys to run at 80% because that's fucking stupid.
Right, and they put their entire backups in
the fourth quarter,
and
all of it.
And in the end, when they could have kicked to get 73, I decided in that moment, you know what? I don't mind. I understand going for the kick. I understand not going for the kick. I respect both decisions equally. If you're in that position where you can get an all-time record that's never going to get broken again, then you should.
It had been almost 50 years or 60 years.
Right.
68, I think.
The team that was scored against was the Baltimore Colts.
Yeah.
And the next year they were disbanded
by the Washington Redskins.
So at least the Broncos get to keep playing.
Yeah.
I guess we haven't heard. Maybe they forfeited the season.
Having watched that game, Russell Wilson didn't play bad.
No, didn't play bad at all.
It doesn't help that Colton Sutton all had 2 fumbles that got turned over.
The thing about
Didn't want to hold your hand there, but I kind of wanted to hold your hand there.
Rich would have.
The thing about it.
That's because you guys have your own little text chain.
The 2 plays that Cortland Sutton had that he had the ball punched out in almost the same exact way 2 times, he was making really good plays.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And he had full control of the ball.
Yep.
Like, it was tucked and everything.
It was a good punch out on
both of them were phenomenal defensive plays.
Yeah.
Hi, Abby.
And his buddies. Okay, I'll take and his buddies.
I was watching a couple things, and it's like, and I agree.
Wait, hang on. Amanda, did you watch more football this weekend because you were watching the Kansas City and Chicago game specifically for one reason?
You were watching the Swift game, weren't you? You can be honest.
I love that TikTok. Okay. So you're telling me this dude's banging this dude?
I know, dude. That's so funny. Dude.
Jason Kelce and DeAndre Swift.
I saw another one where they were talking about the fact that the NFL scriptwriters have already set it up, and it's Kelce, Hurts, Swift. And he was like,
"Nice,
get ready to get your new album ready."
Nice. That was the game we're talking about, Amanda. The Kelce and the Swift game.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah, all of our teams had great games. I'm glad. Like, I think pretty much the Dolphins, like, hey, be happy. We're putting that tape away. It's literally two heavyweights getting ready to punch it out on Sunday.
I will say that this was the first week that my wife watched football and yelled at the TV.
Oh my God! The greatest thing happened this weekend. My wife was like,
I gave her my shit this past weekend too.
In all fairness, she was yelling at your team because they were not throwing it to Tyreek Hill.
She's like, I forgot what she's. Did she show you what I said?
I think so. I think
the Eagles played Monday night, right? Yeah. My wife was like, it was, I don't know, 4:45 or something like that. I think they were the first game. And my wife, I'd gotten home, and my wife was like, shit, we need to put on the game. And I was like, what just happened?
Amanda had she's like, why did I not get Tank Dell? I was like, because Rich beat you to it. And so she had her first, like,
it's not hard.
So then she went to go get Josh Palmer, and someone else had already I think, taking him.
By the way, at this point, I feel like I can start playing Tank Dell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've waited 3 weeks. I've missed out on 60 points. I could just start playing Tank Dell.
Yeah.
The reason we said that, Amanda, is in the Eagles game, there is Travis Kelce's brother, Jason Kelce, is the center for the Eagles, and their running back is DeAndre Swift. So there is a Swift and Kelce in the Eagles game as well. So we were just making a joke.
Yes. And
whoa. You watched the Browns game?
Unfortunately.
Gross.
Ew, gross.
So I guess Eagles Chiefs rematch, so we can have Kelce and Swift versus Kelce and Swift.
Nah.
No, we don't want that. Okay.
No. I want McDaniel versus Shanahan.
Well, of course you do.
Well, yeah.
You got to remove your Homer hat for a moment and just respect the TMZ aspect.
No, not at all.
Kelce Swift.
No, I would like to watch Taylor Swift fall from the box and catch her face at every chair on the way down.
Why you got to hate on Swift?
Because I don't like her.
Why do you hate on Swiftie?
We watched the Kelce Bowl already. We don't need to watch it.
We don't need to watch it again.
We have not watched a Miami 49er Super Bowl.
This is the best description of Taylor Swift music, and I saw it from a TikTok, is she makes music for women who use too much teeth during blowjobs.
I heard that. I read that, and that's so good. That is such a good burn.
It's nothing but like from old school with just sometimes peeling the carrot.
Yeah.
The trend on TikTok right now where the wives or girlfriends are asking their husbands about Travis Kelce and how do they think that it's nice that Taylor Swift is putting Travis Kelce on the map.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Fucking ridiculous. And I love how the husbands are just getting so upset by it. They clearly are not on TikTok.
Your wife had said, your rookie is taking my plays. I said, haha, not even sorry. Instead of a laughing face, she said, rude.
Okay, so last week was some good football games for our team, our professional teams, our fantasy teams.
There were some really good plays and blowouts, and there were some really horribly played football.
Yeah, I am 1-5 in our main leagues, and that's really depressing. I'm not out of the playoffs by any chance.
Playoffs?
But like I was talking about in our dynasty league. I didn't have Saquon and Austin Eckler for week 2 and 3. No, I had one of them for week 2, but neither of them for week 3.
Right. Yeah.
And so I'm not worried about that team moving forward. My keeper league, I'm a little bit more worried about, but I'm 1-2 in that league, so at least
you're still technically in the playoffs right now, and you're already fucking worried about it.
Only because I'm not used to losing early. I win early, lose later.
That's true.
And and I've been so fucking ADHD lately that I haven't been putting in any waivers on anything.
I noticed that you didn't put any waivers in this week.
Fucking forgot. Just completely fucking forgot.
I'm gonna wait for him to lose, and then when he goes full tilt, and then I'm gonna send him trade offers.
Yeah, you got it, man. Bring it on. Let's do it.
Honestly, the weird thing is I've seen no trades. We're in week 3, going on to week 4, and I haven't seen
shitty?
It just in general.
Oh yeah.
It's
because I'm getting a lot of trade offers that are shit this year. Like it's like everybody's just decided to go full.
In all fairness, you have no idea what's good and what's bad right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like right. I don't like. I would like to move Najee, but I don't know what to trade him for.
Yeah. What's his value right now?
Right.
What's like? Yeah, I don't know. Jonathan Taylor, what do you trade him for? Alvin Kamara is coming back this week. What do you trade him for? I got an offer for him.
When through 3 weeks, Puka Nacua is outscoring all of the top wide receivers.
Right, exactly as predicted.
Yeah. And Raheem Mostert, who you could get in like the 12th round, is the number 1 running back.
Yeah.
And that's not just because of week 3.
Yeah. Right.
I was watching.
Let me ask you this: if he continues, and let's say he comes back down to earth and has pedestrian 20-point games on the regular, and he ends the season as the number 1 running back, are you keeping Christian McCaffrey in the 3rd round, or are you keeping Raheem Mostert in the 13th round?
CMC is what I would
still keep CMC because
the safety.
The other thing is
Devon Achane or whatever.
Yeah. Achan.
Achan is how he says it's pronounced.
I don't care.
And then you have Jeff Wilson coming back, and you also have Salvin Ahmed.
I'm not worried about Salvin Ahmed, but
The issue is similar to the way this game was. They were the only two guys there.
Yep.
They both got used a ton.
Yep.
If all four of them are healthy and available, all four of them are going to be in the rotation.
You could honestly in that offense if it's. I was who was I listening to? Oh, I usually don't like Callan Cowherd, but Coward, whatever it is. Coward, yeah. But he made a good thing. It's like when the Shanahan system really came out, it took defenses a year, an offseason to catch up to it. That's how he's like, it was so effective because no one had seen it before. Jimmy Garoppolo got them to a Super Bowl. The Wildcat, when the Dolphins implemented that back in like 2009, took a season for defenses to catch up. It's kind of that same thing with the fast motion stuff that...
Well, to an extent, it helps when you have three of the three players that you have the top 5 fastest runs.
And Waddle was even on the field for it.
And Waddle is just as fast as the other guys. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't even out there. That wasn't like the list I saw
wasn't the full.
That was through week 3. So that was all the way through week 3, and the 5 fastest run times were all players on the Miami Dolphins. That team,
and only 2 of those times, by the way, the top 5 came from that game.
Yeah,
the 70-point game.
Yeah, that team, we've talked about it before. That team is all speed.
Yep.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what defense you have out there. That's hard to stop.
Even if you're just squared up on them, but with the fast motion, like Hill is literally running at full speed and rounding. It's still legal, but he's rounding towards because he doesn't eclipse the right tackle or left tackle.
Right.
When it snaps, so the DB, you're literally got Tyreek Hill is it's a speeding car coming directly at you, and you're standing still, and you're supposed to turn around and try to keep up with it.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing. Is it's and defenses will find a way to match up against that at some point. They will find a way to match up against it better. Not everybody's going to allow them to put up 70 points, but
it's not going to happen.
It's not going to. No.
Some things will match up better, but it is the speed, the plays that look the same, that turn out to be a completely different play than what they're expecting. I mean, Shanahan's been doing the same thing for years.
They run the same play multiple times and then change it.
Where they have the exact same play setup that can be a run, it can be 3 different passes, it can be a power play, all of that things.
The set out of that formation is, and I was actually really, speaking of, this is one of my favorite pieces of specifically the second half of the Seahawks game this week, was the play calling was much better than I've seen in the last couple of years, and they did exactly that. They ran 2 tight end sets, and they ran 2 running back sets over and over again out of the same formation, and then threw different plays out of that. And they ran it, they passed it, they had a couple of RPOs, option pass, and that keeps the defense guessing, and that was really fun to see. It was a good week, professionally speaking. Fantasy wise, I'm on the mend. I'm not tilting, but I'm not feeling great.
Yeah.
How are you doing so far?
For fantasy?
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm in our main league, one shitty. I think I'm 2-1. Let me see. No, I'm 1-2.
1-2.
1-2. But
1-2 is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I've had some really close games, so I think I'm in 5th right now because of my points.
Yeah.
But
and when teaching Ashley how to play this game, I showed her how to rank, in terms of points for and points against, things like that. And I said, don't panic if your points against are really high. Yeah. Because that's going to balance itself out throughout the season, theoretically, except for the fact that in a small 10-team league, which my wife and I are in, that we have a 12-team league, but in a 10-team league, you're going to see the first couple of teams twice. And so for me, that means that I'm playing the 3 people that I've lost to twice.
Yeah.
Which is swell. However, it looking at points against and points for versus looking at my placement helps me put into context how my team actually is.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. There's always one team that skates by because they have very, very few points scored against them.
Right.
Comparatively to everybody else.
Last year I had the most points scored for and like the second least points scored against. So I had the best of both worlds.
I think the next person that was in line for that had the least amount of points scored, but had a very low amount of points scored for them.
Yeah.
This year, so far, I have the least amount of points scored against me.
Yeah.
I also have the most points scored.
Yeah.
So I'm in first place in our main league.
Yep.
Which
is a first for you this early in the season.
Yeah.
The other leagues are going much more early season for me.
Much more typical.
But I have Raheem Mostert in 3 of our 4 leagues.
Yeah.
I won 3 of the 4 leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one league I didn't have him, Frodo won, and I lost.
Because I have him.
You had.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
But I did leave A-Chain on my bids. I also
Everybody left A-Chain on their bank.
To be fair,
0.6%. 0.6% of leagues that had him.
No joke. I almost put him in because I'm like, I think that's going to be a good game. I almost swapped him out in both one shitty and Dynasty, but I'm like, I'll give it another week.
Would have been wins.
Yeah, I would have won in one shitty instead of losing.
Yep.
But
you're like, I'm not gonna start 2 running backs for the same team. That's stupid.
Oh, fucking hold my beer. I'm
just saying, like, you wouldn't have done that before this. Even for that team.
If you would have started all the Dolphin players,
you would beat everybody.
You would have been like 235 points scored.
I don't think that you could have matched up better. Speaking of matching up better, this last week, the Broncos got beat 20-70. And the Bears got beat 41
to 10.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
And the Broncos and the Bears play each other this week.
Ugh.
And I wanted. This is the sort of thing. This is where like I wish that I had like a team of ESPN nerds that I could go to and be like, I need this stat. When was the last time that a combined loser of 71 points or whatever that was.
81 points.
81 points. Played each other.
Never.
It's the next
never
week.
happened.
That's never happened,
never
right?
Happened.
This has to be the biggest beatdown
and the
following matchup.
The thing is, this game will be much more viewed than it should be.
Yeah.
Yes, because we all want to see.
Because of that reason.
It's like watching a train wreck.
Yeah.
Like, you're like...
It's like knowing where the train wreck's gonna be, and so you show up with your seat and your
popcorn,
and your beer.
That's like when you send
what the fuck's going on
when
here?
one of you guys send me like, and you can tell before the video even starts, it's gonna be fucking gnarly, gross. Like someone's leg is going a direction.
Yes,
it's
I'm
not
hear
supposed
a bone
to.
snap in this.
Yeah.
I know it.
But and you're like, oh God!
But
then you look,
hovering your thumb over the screen. So
my buddy sent it to me, so I can't not watch it.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
I'm like, oh God, fuck
yeah, right. I'll hover my thumb right over where the bone that I think is gonna break for the first time through. So then all I have to do is watch the main part and listen to it. And then after I'm ready, it's like watching the scary part and then going like with your eyes squint, and then you go back and you're like, all right, that wasn't that bad of a jump scare. Like, come on.
But yeah, it was gnarly. Like all kinds of one thing that I really like that they fucking obliterated Broncos is because I don't like Sean Payton. We already tried to fuck that shit up a season ago, and it cost us a first-round pick. Then Sean Payton, what he said about Nathaniel Hackett, which is just, don't say that shit.
Yeah, even though tacky.
Yeah.
And then he was on, I think, Cowherd or something like that, and he was saying that that Teddy Bridgewater is going to they're going to bench Tua for Teddy Bridgewater because Bridgewater's a better QB. And I think Tua's super nice, but I do think he's keeping receipts. He has a chip on his shoulder. And
for sure this year.
He's like, well, fuck everyone. And then at the after-game press conference, Peyton was like, this was embarrassing. And then the next reporter was like, ask him a question about it. And he's like, what's the question? I said it's embarrassing. Yeah, it's historically embarrassing.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that it's historically embarrassing.
All right, so One last thing before we move on, basically from this week's games.
Yeah.
Mostly because it involves a Dolphins player. Tyreek has said what he wants to do in his post-NFL career.
Yes.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see this?
No.
You didn't actually see this part of the response?
No.
I know you saw part of this. Turns out Tyreek already has his sights set on his next career path, and it's let's call it video entertainment.
Yes.
Oh.
That's what he is. He was on his podcast or Twitch stream or whatever he was on. I don't know.
Twitch is.
It was probably his Twitch stream talking about the post NFL, because he's come out and said he only wants to play for 2 more years.
Yeah, 2025 will be his last season.
That after he's done, he wants to become a star in another profession.
A corn star.
Yes.
A corn star.
Yes.
Corn star.
Yeah, he wants to star in some corn videos, and
when you run that fast, you probably have a giant dick. So I mean,
I don't think you do. I don't think you can.
I don't think you can.
I don't think you can have that amount of drag.
no, I think it's like a propeller that just spins. It's like a push
like Tails in Sonic,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Like he's
That
got like
has to
something
be.
going like all the way down. Okay.
That's why he gets out of jam squeeze. It's like a dick comes up and knocks.
Oh, he's got a rudder because it's hanging down below him, and so it helps him corner.
Well, cheetahs have their tail that helps them turn
balance
direction.
through the
Makes sense.
That makes sense.
Just a giant dick.
Just a massive, big old black dick. I think
Blackbacker.
that's why I chose that password for you.
Thank you.
Is for your team.
No, I did not hear that, but I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
I thought he was married.
I don't know that.
I don't
matters.
think that's the case anymore. But
I think that there's a lot of
when
people
you have that
are
much
married
money.
that-
Yeah.
What's she gonna do? Leave him? He'd catch her.
What I find, if you ever watch Tyreek's Twitch stream, like, it's fucking dark as shit. His lighting sucks. He's literally just sitting in front of a monitor. I'm like,
all you
dude,
can see are his teeth talking.
he's not that dark.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, can you fucking just? You got the money. Make a proper
Get me a lighting.
Yeah.
Right. Like we have $80 worth of lighting back here.
Yeah.
Because we really invested. But Tyreek, come on, buddy, you got some.
Get
money.
a ring light or something.
Ring light. At least turn your phone or iPhone around and turn the light on. Okay, so a little bit of NFL news, some fun stuff going on. The Jets defense seems to be inciting a little bit of a mutiny.
coup?
Yeah, a coup, if you will. A coup. Makes a little sense. You have one of the worst quarterbacks, statistically speaking, heading up your team, and the coach who is doing his job is publicly saying, he's our guy, and he's supposed to say that. Who knows what he's saying behind the scenes, and who knows what phone calls he's taking behind the scenes. I do know that he did get a letter from somebody this week.
And they put it public.
They put it public, and I actually really respect this move, because some of the knock against Kaepernick is he doesn't want to come back unless he's starting for an NFL team, and he's going to make NFL money. But that's not necessarily
the fact that he said he just wanted a spot on the practice squad.
Exactly.
I was surprised by
that. Was the part that got me. It was as I was like, because that's.
Is this the same dude who said the NFL draft was like a slave trade?
Yes. So he is going to audition for an owner, but all joking aside, this is a good move for him. They may pick him up, they may not. I don't know, and I don't particularly care. But at the very least,
they got Trevor Siemian.
Yeah.
Do they
fine.
need anything else?
Need anything? So I think that this
I don't know how you can get worse than Zach.
No idea.
But adding Trevor Siemian to that,
Jamarcus Russell.
I think that what they
statistically right now, he's actually worse.
Worse, yeah.
Yeah.
Why? You have to have an 8th round pick out there for somebody's backup quarterback. I don't know what the Seahawks would take for Drew Lock right now, because they probably want more than he's worth because it's the Seahawks. But somebody else has got a backup quarterback out there that they take for a 6th round pick, and
Rich Eisen would give his left leg for Mike White to be back.
Yeah. Well, so I think
at least they had a chance in those games with Mike White.
I do like the Kaepernick said that he'd be on the practice squad, and if they honestly, he kind of paints him into a corner, right? Like, it's a practice squad. It's nothing on your budget. Why wouldn't you give him an opportunity to
see what he has?
To see what he has.
Yeah.
And so I like that because whoever's your practice squad quarterback right now doesn't have the resume that Kaepernick does, even with his flawed resume.
Even if you didn't let Kaepernick throw the fucking ball.
He's better. Yeah, right.
If you just let him run.
Right.
It's better than what Zach Wilson
Bring him in as a wildcat quarterback, you know?
And Zach Wilson's fairly athletic dude. Like, how are you not fucking just running since you can't read a defense?
He's extremely athletic. I watched him sack himself in that game.
Yeah, he just laid down.
Now they installed a new offensive playbook this year, though. With Aaron Rodgers, they brought in a whole lot of different offensive plays and schemes, and that's important in terms of, you know, Zach Wilson, who was bad last year with the last couple of years, with one set of playbook, now has to learn a new, much more complicated playbook because Aaron Rodgers basically brought it with him, and now he has to run that offense. Give the kid some credit. He was not expecting to play at all this year.
No.
He probably wasn't even looking at the playbook.
Oh, he's looking at everyone's mom.
Yeah, that's true.
He was looking at everyone's mom, as he should have been doing.
As he should.
You know, that little fucking Disney Channel star.
Yeah, it's...
Trailer, shut up.
I feel like he can play so much better than what he's actually showing. I don't know if it's that he is like just scared out there and like
seeing ghosts.
Yeah, basically. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe a Jets quarterback you just see ghosts.
Maybe you just see ghosts. It could absolutely be the case.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because, I mean, I was excited to see what the Jets had to offer this year.
Yep, we all were. It was going to be a really fun...
They've got solid players. I feel bad for Zach Wilson.
No, I did. Yes, I kind of wanted to see it, but also I wanted to...
Yeah, not Wilson. Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson, yeah. I'm pretty disappointed that Hard Knocks ended 2 weeks too early.
Right.
That would have been a great final. Like, they should do like a reunion, like an MTV reunion. Yeah, I'll take a Rolling Rock. I've been drinking whiskey for like 3 hours now.
Nice. But I mean, it hurts Breece Hall, and when Breece Hall's on the field and playing, and when the team is actually functioning, he has been super entertaining to watch.
Hey, Leilani, is it Trailer Swelsey? Is that the couple name, or is it just Trailer? Is it what's? There has to be like a full name, isn't there, or is it just going to be Trailer?
It's the Quiffs.
It's the Quiffs. Sounds like a ghost queef.
So as far as last week goes, as far as our picks and whatnot,
we're at 34 minutes already. We haven't even talked about. Okay, what do we got? How we do?
I was at 10 correct. Frodo was at 10 correct. Scott, you were at 11 correct.
Oh!
And
good week, guys.
Scott hit his parlay.
Fuck yeah, I did. Fuck yeah,
so
I did.
Scott's stomping us in that aspect at this point for our first half of parlays.
Probably Tavis Swelsey. Because she's putting him on the map. That makes sense. That makes
Shut up. How do we block someone?
Shut up.
How do we block someone?
Shut up.
She just lost her pickle beer.
Gross.
Ridiculous.
All right, then I'm calling him Tavis Swelsey too. I don't want the pickle beer.
No, I would force
10,
you
and
to
11. That's not bad for the week.
No, not at all.
We did pick a lot together. Or is that where we?
Well, that was really
did we
where
run a train with each other.
We missed 3 of the 6 or 7 that we had done because we had Dallas, we had Tennessee winning, and we had Minnesota winning.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
So this week you'll be picking first.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. And then I did the I hit my parlay.
Yep.
So what's our total budget going into this week?
Total as of right now, both Frodo and I are at 400. Scott, you were at 730.
Yeah, that's a good lead.
It's a good solid lead. Without giving away your bets so far, are you guys putting in more money this week to try and catch up, or are you trying to play it safe, maybe recapture some of that?
I think I did less just because I was not
super confident.
Confident in
I really did like a lot of the lines in terms of it made me. I had to fight over these lines to figure out which one I wanted to snort. So what's your strategy going into this week in terms of the amount that you're betting?
I didn't go crazy. I went a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay.
But again, it was kind of the same thing. I like some of my my parlay.
Yep.
But I'm like not 100% sure.
Sure. Yeah.
So just playing it safe, but hoping for
safe plus.
Safe plus.
NFL plus.
Yeah.
Hulu plus. Got it. Okay. Then what do we got going on this week? We got the schedule up here in front of us.
Thursday night we have Detroit traveling to Green Bay.
This says Dodgers and Rockies.
That's
wrong sport.
Wrong sport.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you are totally on the wrong sport.
Yeah, it logged me out. That's why. Because you guys talk too much about the Dolphins. All right. Opening up with
pot calling kettle black.
I know, right? Hey, I've been really good this year. This season, I've been focusing really hard on keeping my Seahawks shit down.
What wasn't our podcast last week like 2.5 hours?
Yeah. But not because of the Seahawks.
It's hard not to talk about a 70-point
game. I know, right? Exactly. Like, we have to.
Like, there was records broken.
And I can't wait to talk about the Dolphins game this week because it's really hard for me to get my head around this one. Anyway, Detroit at the Packers.
Detroit is 1.5-point favorites.
Yes.
I
am taking the Lions this week. And it's honestly, I feel like I've picked the Lions every week so far, and I'm not sure that I've lost.
Well, you're 2-1.
In terms of
if you pick them every week.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, even they might have won in my parlay. In my parlay. They've been a part of my parlay every week so far.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, you lost on one because you picked Detroit against Seattle.
And so that was a win for me because Seattle won.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it's girl math.
Yeah, girl math. Exactly.
Yes.
You get it. So I like the Lions. The Lions are a really good team. The Packers.
I think they're better than what they get Christian Watson back.
Yep.
Both Christian Watson and Aaron Jones are possible plays. I think if it was a Sunday game, they would for sure both be in.
I just saw it said Chris Watson's is back playing Thursday night.
He's active. So I agree with all of that, and I also want to point out, because I could point this out later when we get to the Eagles, but the Lions giving up Swift might have been the worst move and the Eagles' best move of the offseason.
Mm-hmm. Well, so I did see something about this as well. I get why they did it. They gave him up before year 4. Because it gets them value for that pick.
Exactly. Sure.
Because
what did they get for that pick, though? They got a 6th round?
No, I think it was more. I think it was actually a little more than that.
Was it? Because he was traded after the draft. Like, they already had Jahmyr Gibbs, so everybody knew that they were getting rid of Swift.
That's true. Maybe.
I'll look at it.
Maybe it was. But anyways, the thought process behind it was they knew that they weren't going to do his 5th-year option.
Yeah.
So
rather
than just letting him go and then not getting anything out of him, they got something out of him in return for 4th round.
No,
7th round.
Lions sent are receiving a 4th round pick
and a 7th rounder.
Yeah. Yep.
And a 7th rounder. Okay.
Yeah, so
I feel like there's more to this, but for some reason
they swap. I think they swapped 7th round.
I was going to say there was something more about that back end there.
It gets
website's
broken.
They
get the Lions 7th round pick.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, so
but nonetheless,
anyway,
so they got something out of him rather than just having to release him.
Yes.
So I get why they did it. it is very much working out in the favor of the Eagles right now because he's running very well.
The compensatory picks work with running backs, though? Because theoretically, if he would have ended this year as a top 10 back and he signs a multi-year deal...
It's probably a fifth or a sixth.
Fifth or a sixth at most?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so anyway, because that's what the 49ers do. 49ers love getting rid of good talent and restocking with compensatory picks, right? So, anyway.
They're also relatively good at drafting in that 4th to 6th round.
Absolutely they are.
You know, they've had like Fred Warner and George Kittle and
right,
quite a few players.
Yeah, all 2 of those. Just kidding.
They're pretty good.
They're pretty good. Right.
I mean, Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Last pick of the draft.
I don't want to get into Brock Purdy right now. Let's stick with Lions and Packers right now. I'm not hating on Brock Purdy anymore. I'm just saying,
focus.
Lions, Packers. I'm taking Lions. Who are you taking, Proto?
I think it's going to be a pretty close game, but I'm going to lean with the way the Packers had to come back from behind last week, and that's only because Carr got hurt, probably. I'm going to go Lions.
All right, I'm taking Green Bay, so I'll be on an island in that game.
Excellent. Then the first game of Sunday, the Toy Story
Very
game.
early game. Very early game. If you are on the West Coast, West Coast, it is a 6:30 a.m. game.
Yeah.
It is a 9:30
East Coast. You sound like you're from London.
Yes, this is the first London game. It is Jacksonville's other home.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have if this game was in Jacksonville, I would be smashing Atlanta in this game.
Yes.
Also because Atlanta has been playing, well, they were playing better than Jacksonville has been.
Yeah. Falcons, also for Kyle Pitts owners, inside the United States, he's averaging like 3-point-something receptions a game, and so on and so forth. And outside of the United States, he's averaging 9+ receptions a game. So there's something there to be said, which is
he actually had like 7 targets in this last game.
Yep. He's been a perfectly reasonable tight end this year in the land of shitty fucking tight ends.
Yes.
This year, he's perfectly reasonable, and you didn't draft him as high as Kittle, but you didn't draft him as low as Freiermuth. Yeah. So,
I'm pretty sure Freiermuth has been better.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I just picked up Laporta off the waivers, and he's looked pretty damn good, and he's a rookie.
Oh, you mean the number 2 tight end on the year right now?
Yeah, he's looked pretty good. Falcons at Jaguars at London, which is a home game for Jags for some fucking reason.
Yes.
I like this game. This is. You're right. I would take the Falcons.
Jacksonville is -3 in this game.
Yes, I would take the Falcons in Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, I would take the Falcons, but they're not in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
They're in their home stadium.
Yeah.
In London.
Right.
I'm taking Jags on this one.
The Jags have not played outside of week 1. We're like, oh yeah, they look pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They've kind of fallen on their face a little bit.
Just for reference, though, the Jags have played very, very bad in multiple seasons, and then they go to London and they smash every team that they play.
I'll go off by myself. I'll take Atlanta on this.
All right, you will be on an island.
Island boy. All right, next up, what do we have next? We have the, Miami Dolphins at the Bills.
Oh, Miami Dolphins.
This one is a fun game for me.
I am surprised. I heard Rich Eisen and everyone be like, they should just fucking try. I wish the commission would get it and just move it to Sunday night.
This is going to be a great game, yeah. They can't because it's too late to move those games around, but this is going to be a really fun game.
Buffalo is 2.5 point favorites in this game. Mm-hmm. Buffalo did have a very, very strong game against Washington.
Yep.
Yeah. And they held Sam Howell. Sam Howell had less than a point.
Yeah, he had 4
fantasy points
and they had a bunch of sacks.
After he had a very good week 2.
Yeah.
Their defense played that one strongly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It surprises me And I have such a hard time with this point spread because I look at last week's game, the recency bias of the Dolphins going to the Broncos and just kicking the fucking shit out of them. Dolphins going to the Broncos, however I said that. And
Dolphins are at home, but
it's so surprising to see a team. Has there ever been a team? Again, I need a weird ESPN analysis to get to this, but has there ever been a team who has scored 50 points more than the previous week and then started the next week as underdogs?
No.
Fuck no.
No, just because most teams don't ever score over 50 points.
Yeah.
Right, good point. Let's call it 30 points.
It's hard enough to win by like 5 or 7 points in the NFL, not 50 fucking points.
Well, we talk about the fact that when a game is a 10.5 point spread, that's a huge spread.
Yeah. Lonnie, are you still watching? You should put in your bets.
Not minus 50.
Tell us who you want.
Yeah.
Minus 50. The fact that the Dolphins scored more points than 15 teams that
18 teams.
18 teams in just that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have scored on this entire season.
Now, it's an elaboration. Dolphins last year played the Bills extremely well. They won the game in Miami. They went up in December, and it came down to a last-minute field goal with Tua. And in the snow. And then with the backup, the third-string quarterback in the playoffs went up there and almost won the game also.
Yeah.
Dolphins defense is better this year. I think, now it's a homer thing probably, but
sounds like Waddle's going to be back too.
He is back.
Well, he's practicing.
He's practicing. He was almost like in that one.
I'm not sure that helps them, honestly.
I saw Tron Armstead, but it's vet rest. He's going to be rested. He's going to play. He wasn't hurt.
Yep.
Jalen Phillips, same thing. Resting his back.
I really don't look at
until Friday
injuries on Wednesday.
Yeah,
they don't mean anything.
Exactly.
I think they match up very well with each other. I could see this being the highest scoring game of the week.
I could also see it being a 27-21 point game. You know what I mean?
But the thing now, it's a little bit like I'm not as afraid of a boat race because I have faith that the Dolphins are going to put up points.
The over/under is 54, by the way.
I'm taking the Dolphins in this because I got to. But
I look at the way that Miami has played Buffalo in recent years.
Yeah.
Miami has played Buffalo very, very well,
right,
even with backup players in. I think Miami takes this game. I don't think they win by 50 points.
Nope.
But I believe that I would not be shocked if they won by a couple of touchdowns in this game. I'm taking the Dolphins too.
I call write this down. I called 33-28. I think that's a good
33-28.
Yeah.
Lonnie, are you paying attention? Do you want to put in your bets on this one?
If
minus 2.5 to the Bills.
It'll be a lot closer if Josh Allen doesn't turn the ball over. If he starts turning the ball over, like week 1, it's gonna short circuit.
Yeah.
So let's bust these out a little quicker.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Washington traveling to Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. Philadelphia is 8-point favorites. Washington just got stomped by Buffalo.
I have not watched any Washington games this year. I've watched a lot of tape, but I have not watched any Washington games.
I have.
But based on what I've seen so far, I'm taking the Eagles.
I'm not. I'm taking Commanders. At the start of the game, they only let Brian Robinson run, I think, 10 times before they went away because they were getting behind.
Yep.
He was averaging 7 yards a rush against the Bills.
Yeah, he was doing great. Brian Robinson's been doing really well.
I mean, they ran into it like a blender. They just didn't play well. The commies gave the Eagles their first loss last year. So
I think it's a different team at this point.
Yeah.
I think Philadelphia's front is pretty damn good, and that O-line has been letting their running backs run as much as they want to.
Right. Yeah.
So,
but they
haven't had to throw.
The passing game is off.
Yeah.
Passing game's off. Yeah.
Also, Jalen Hurts did play that game sick. They came out. They talked about it afterwards that he was dealing with
flu-like symptoms
the entire game. So,
which I don't know if you guys have ever had the flu before. Like, we're not talking like a head cold. They said specifically flu-like symptoms, which means that he was shitting his brains out.
Probably.
And so
same fam.
And can they can do IVs there, right? In the NFL, you can do IV. So I'm sure that in the locker room, he was getting an IV at half to keep his fluids up and shit like that. Yeah, I like the Eagles here because while they haven't been perfect, I think that should be terrifying for
I honestly
else.
think they're going to go at their next like 5 games are super winnable.
Yes.
Like not like when they went up against Washington last year, they should have beat Washington. Washington came out and played the game of their life to beat the Eagles. Yep. And Philadelphia played absolute garbage. They had a ton of penalties in that game. That was when they were 8-0 going up against the Commanders. And
there we go. We're back.
I don't think that happens again. I think Philadelphia comes out and plays this game. It is also at home for them.
Yeah.
I think that they play this game just fine. I think they win this game pretty handedly.
So I'm on another island.
Yep.
That was part of my parlay.
Next up, we have
commies.
Yep.
Okay.
We have one of the completely beaten matches.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
The 0-6 match.
Minnesota traveling to Carolina.
Yeah.
Minnesota is 4.5-point favorites, and I don't remember the last time Minnesota won a game by 4.5 points.
Right.
So I have a really hard time, even if I think they're going to win this game.
It's technically a one-score game.
Even if they win this game, I just have a hard time picturing them winning by 4.5 points.
I don't know if Bryce Young is playing.
I was just going to ask, I
don't think so.
He returned to practice.
On track to start versus Viking. That, I think, is actually a problem. I will tell you that Andy Dalton looked great last week. Now, look, a lot of quarterbacks have been looking really good against the Seahawks. But Andy Dalton was hucking it, and he was on target. He was on time. He was not throwing bad passes. And
having a veteran wide receiver like Adam Thielen in there is fantastic.
Great together. Those two did great together. They did some work.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: if I'm the Panthers, I'm starting Bryce Young because I want him to get better.
Yeah.
Depending on how bad that ankle injury. I mean, if it's just going to be a lingering injury, then just go ahead and fucking bench him one more week, make sure he's healthy, blah blah blah. But if this was just a little bit of a ding on the ankle and he could have probably gone last week, I'm playing him. From a football point of view, I want him to get better. I want him in the game. If I want to win this game, I'm putting Andy Dalton in. And
I'm taking. You got to go first. So
So with this one, with the Vikings, Panthers, I wish. Okay, so if I'm assuming Bryce Young is in, they're in Carolina. I feel gross about this, but I'm going to take the Panthers.
I'm taking the Vikings.
Yeah, Scott,
I think it's a get-right game.
You're going to be on an island on this one.
I'm okay with that.
I have a hard time picturing Minnesota winning by 4.5, so I wouldn't be surprised if they win by 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3 points or whatever. Yeah. Right. I could see the Panthers winning this game outright, and so if it was a 3-point game, I'd have taken the Vikings.
The thing about this game, Kirk Cousins has been playing phenomenally.
Yeah, he's leading the league in yardage.
Yes. He has been playing well. A
lot of losing teams lead the league.
I saw a stat that he has matched like 6 other quarterbacks for the first 3 games for what they've put up.
Yeah,
and it's like Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Peyton. It's like all Josh Allen in there a couple of times that have put up the numbers that he has
in a 3-game stretch.
In those games, yes, in a 3-game stretch to start a season.
Yeah.
And in those, it's like 27-4 out of those 6 quarterbacks.
Damn.
And no team has lost more than 1. And all of those other quarterbacks in teams went to the playoffs that year.
Really?
And this year, it's like, well, how do you put up the numbers that he's putting up? In the sense that the offense is functioning so well, but somehow your defense is failing.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, last year, their defense wasn't great, but it held them in, and they won 10 games or 11 games with
one score games.
One score games.
And now they're 0-3.
Now they're 0-3 in one score games. And that's the universe balancing out.
Yeah. I thought they would have got better with Brian Flores as a defensive coordinator, but no, not at all.
Yeah. Well, it takes time, right? Like, I don't know. Yeah. It's not many OCs or DCs can come in and turn a team around in a season.
Right.
So unless they're taking over an existing system that's good.
Next game.
Next up, we have Baltimore traveling to Cleveland. Cleveland is 3-point favorites in this game.
Cleveland's defense is sneaky really good.
Yeah, and even when he throws backwards, Deshaun Watson is playing better.
Yeah. And they're doing work as far as that goes.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Browns. I don't like it. I hate it. I hate them.
Same.
But taking the Browns.
Taking the Brownies.
I think...
Mostly because I haven't seen the Ravens do what they need to do yet.
No.
Yeah.
And them losing the Indianapolis last week, they should have smashed that game.
They should have. It's a divisional game, though, and divisional games are always weird. I'm going to take the Ravens.
And specifically, the Browns always have weird divisional games where they beat the guys they shouldn't and lose to the guys that they should. Bless me. Thank you.
Next up, we have Pittsburgh that have somehow won some games.
Yeah, they did. And won me some money.
And Houston. Pittsburgh is 2.5 points favorites.
CJ Stroud.
Houston is actually looking like a super really good team.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud's playing well. They've got two young receivers that are actually playing out of their minds.
Nico Collins and Tank Dell.
Yeah. Their run game has been almost non-existent, which is weird because you have Dameon Pierce, who
and you thought that
was really good last year,
right?
And that was in games that they couldn't win. And he was good. And now they're in games that they can win, and he's not good. It's weird.
Yeah.
But the Pittsburgh defense is on another level. TJ Watt is on another level right now.
He's so good, man. He's so fucking good. I don't love this matchup. I'm gonna take. What am I gonna take?
JJ will be watching this game closely.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna take the Steelers.
This is one where, I'm not surprised if it goes either direction, honestly.
Right. I am surprised that it's a home game and Pittsburgh is 2.5 point favorites, personally.
Yeah, with it being a Texan.
Yeah. With that defensive line, and I almost want to go Houston, but I'm going to go Steelers just because of
this game will be a big test for CJ Stroud because you know he's going to get pressured.
Yeah,
this game.
and I think he's going to make a couple mistakes.
I'm also going Pittsburgh, so we're all going Pittsburgh on this one.
Okay. At least if I'm wrong, I'm going to be wrong with you guys.
Yeah. That's the first game we are agreeing on.
Okay.
This game I think we're also going to agree on. Next up, we have Cincinnati traveling to Tennessee. Cincinnati is 2.5 point favorites. What happened to Tennessee?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
The Tennessee Derrick Henrys have forgot how to run the ball.
They have.
The Derrick Henrys are gone.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're workload management him or whatever, but he's getting outsnapped.
He's getting outsnapped, and he's negative yards. He's not even getting across the line of scrimmage.
Right. Did their offensive line take a major hit this year?
I don't
know for sure. Yeah. But that's never been an issue anyway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So the Bengals seem to be turning it around in terms of they figured out that Jamar Chase is on their team.
Yeah.
And they should just feed him the ball as much as possible.
Yeah, they put him into a slot role, which, you know what? When your quarterback can't take enough time to where he needs to get rid of the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Okay, put him as a slot.
Yep.
Especially against a team that has somebody like Aaron Donald, who is constantly breathing down your neck.
Oh my god.
I'm taking the Bengals here. It's not even close for me. This is actually part of my parlay.
I think Cincinnati smashes this game.
Yes.
Give me Bengals.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Titans pick it up, but
after a good win against a team that has been playing well, I think that Cincinnati has finally figured it out. Hey, we know how to make this work. And that could have been
I think the best bad team out there.
Yeah. I think that that game could have been bigger, but T. Higgins, for some reason, had a couple of drops, which he normally doesn't ever do.
Yeah.
So
Tyler Lockett also had a bunch of drops this last week. And that
this
was
next game.
So next game up, the
Denver Broncos.
The toilet bowl, the garbage bowl, the dumpster fire.
Oh my God. This is the Goodwill Bowl.
The under-over is 45.5.
I saw a TikTok, and a guy was talking about this game, saying before they had announced this game, in the TikTok they were talking about the fact that they were going to relegate the Denver Broncos.
Nice.
And the Broncos were like, "Wait, there is no relegation." He goes, "No, there is now.
There is now. We relegated."
And he's like, "Wait. We play the Chicago Bears. Let's say whoever loses this game."
Yes. And then the XFL, the champion of the last league, of the last season,
plays you.
Gets to take your position as the 32nd.
They move into the NFL.
Yeah.
They're out.
I'm into it, man. I really do think I legitimately think that that's the direction that the NCAA and the NFL are going, is that there's going to be multiple levels of leagues like football, like European football or soccer. Yeah. And I think that's such a better move all the way around.
And then the person that was playing the Bears said, "Well, what happens if we tie?" And he goes, "Then you're both out."
Then you're both gone. Yeah. If you can't beat each other, then neither of you won.
Yes.
This is America. This is not European.
Rich sent me a TikTok. It was
was that your guys' chat thread?
Well, you don't answer
TikToks.
That's not true. I just take a while.
A month.
A week and a half.
You also just don't answer TikToks.
Yeah, I don't.
So
I don't
it was a Family Guy when he walks in. He's like to place a bet. Well, which team? Nope, just take my money.
Take my money.
That's betting on this game.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about the decision I've made, and I know which team I'm going with. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm taking the Broncos. I don't want it.
I'm Bears.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense to me that both of us are confidently.
After watching how how they tried to stop the run for the Dolphins, I think you just say, "Hey, Justin Fields, you're not fucking throwing the ball. You're going to sneak it and fucking run."
Okay. And so you and I, we're on opposite sides of this one right now. Before Rick answers, the over-under is 45.5. What do you...
Under.
It's under.
Under, right?
Under.
Okay, all right. Rick,
I'm also taking Denver. Denver is the more complete team here.
Theoretically.
I have a feeling it's going to...
It's the 6th graders taking on the 5th graders.
Does Denver at least put up 20 points?
Really 13. I mean, they had a kickoff return, but...
That could be the only points scored in this game.
By the way, my wife was like, because she's got Philly, she's got the Philly defense or whatever, and so this last week, who did they play? I fucking do this every week, man. Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay ran back or they got a pick six, or they got a defensive or a special teams touchdown. And my wife was like, "Ah, shit, they just got more points," and I was like, "Wait." That's their defense that got the points, or their special teams got there. So that doesn't count against your defense. And so that was a really good lesson for her to learn.
I think this is it's disgusting, but I have a feeling the Denver Broncos are going to have a hangover because they this week's of practice could not have been fun.
No,
that plane ride back is probably like everyone fucking just don't worry about it. I'll charter my own fucking self.
So so Russell Wilson has always been a huge fan of Drew Brees. So Sean Payton is certainly leaning on Drew Brees to influence that in some way, and I don't know how well or how poor Russell Wilson is playing.
He's actually playing fairly well.
That's what I saw when I watched the game.
Yeah. He only got sacked once, but the Dolphins did have 12 pressures.
Yeah.
12 quarterback hits. But he's
but
rolling out of the pocket, which is what prime Russell Wilson.
Yes. Yeah. He's just still slow because he's 32 years
old.
He
has lost the speed.
25
he has
pounds
lost
overweight
the speed rolling
what
out.
He needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we spent too much time on this game. Rick, who are you taking? You're taking the Broncos, right?
Yeah.
I'm taking the Broncos. You're taking the Bears.
Yeah.
And none of us feel good about any of that.
Nope.
But we'll all probably tune in for at least a little bit of that game.
Post-nut clarity.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Next up, we have
post-nut shame.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Tampa Bay traveling to the Saints.
Yeah.
And the Saints are 3.5-point favorites.
I am the real Slim Shady. All right. How, like, I don't look like, look at this. I got the beard. I got the hoodie. I got no snare in my headphones. I got no snare in my headphones. So what's up? What's up, girl?
This card, who's the backup? Is it Jameis Winston?
It's Winston.
Winston.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually why I feel pretty good about this one in my bet, my parlay.
Yeah.
Who are you taking?
Jameis Winston.
I'm taking the Bucks.
I'm also taking the Bucks.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense. I don't feel great about this one. In my actual bet, I had the Saints at -3. Now it's -3.5, and that scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
But
it's
my real money.
Kamara's back though, so we'll see how he looks.
Yes, and you're starting him.
Oh,
yeah.
Kamara.
You're not even with last year him not playing great.
Yeah. If you have Kamara, if you have Kamara, then you probably don't have some other running backs.
Well, Kamara went late this year. He went in the 7th or 8th round.
Yeah, but so many running backs have gone down.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah, and they're all on my goddamn team.
Yeah.
To be fair, this is what you get when you draft RB heavy.
Yeah.
And I draft RB heavy, like thick ass cream heavy.
Yeah.
So anyway, there we are with Tampa. That one's a 40.5 point over under.
Yep. That's hitting the under.
Yeah.
I think.
I'd probably take the over on that one. Next game is the overperforming, under-winning Rams and the underperforming, under-winning Colts.
No, they're overperforming.
Overperforming, under-winning. Overwinning?
I think they have 2 wins.
Yeah, overwinning. So anyway, the Rams at the Colts. It is 1.5 points to the Rams. I want the Rams. I want the Rams on this one.
You're the only one. You're on an island.
This is my part of my smash.
Oh wait, no,
Colts.
we got Richardson back, right?
Yeah. And the non-Richardson ones beat Baltimore last week.
You have to hope that Richardson's back. I was thinking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew is the best single start quarterback in the NFL.
He plays one game really well.
Yep.
He plays one game really well.
Yeah.
He's done it in Jacksonville after he got benched.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He did it in Philly. Mm-hmm. He won the first game, lost the second game.
Yeah.
He did it this week, going against Baltimore.
In Baltimore.
And the Minshew mania, it works for 1 week.
Their defense is looking really well. Matt Gay is just fucking booting 50-yarders like it's like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a bad team, by the way, when you have to kick 4 50-yard field goals.
Hey, you know what? If
won.
a win's a win.
Great kicker, bad team.
Yeah.
With Richardson back, I'm taking the Colts.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah,
flip-flopper.
Yeah. When they've got their starting quarterback, I'm gonna take them. Yes, of course.
Who's a cheat code?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all about that. Yeah. I do like the Rams in terms of their spunk, if you will. They're very spunky.
Also, smash Puka Nacua this week.
Yeah.
When is cutback?
Never, probably.
I don't say that.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I have not heard anything since he went on IR.
Okay.
Technically, he could be back week 5.
Okay. All right.
Because he went on IR on Saturday before week 1.
Right. They put him on right away. Hoping to get back for week 5. Looks like they're still hoping.
They were hoping to have him week 1. So.
Oh, he has a home here?
Yeah, apparently Cooper Kupp lives in Oregon.
Where? Willamette Valley.
Off the Willamette River.
Well, that's Willamette Valley. That's got to be like Lake Oswego area.
I don't know, but I'm about to go fucking tour that house. What are you guys doing tomorrow? I need to
Wilsonville.
I'm gonna go show this house.
That's not at all surprising.
I'm gonna go show this house for about a 3-hour period on Sunday. Would you guys like to go in?
Yes, I would.
There's no way he doesn't have the football package, man. Like, we're just going to watch this game at Cooper Kupp's house.
That would be hilarious.
I would lose my license, and it'd almost be worth it.
Yeah, fuck.
Does he have it? Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He has an in-at-home
football
looks
facility.
like a 30-yard, 50-yard football practice facility. My goodness, this is
he's
house.
from Washington State University, so I think he's local area.
Oh man, that is classy.
Yeah.
You got to have a smoking jacket just to walk into that room.
Yeah, it smells of rich mahogany.
Yeah, right, and leather-bound books.
Noticing a trend.
Yeah.
Wood.
Wow.
It's very.
This house looks like a pumpkin spice latte.
Yes.
Very white.
Yeah.
Very Cooper Cup-ish.
This is overly Caucasian.
Overly Caucasian.
Anyways, moving on to the next game.
It's called privileged white.
We have the Raiders traveling to the Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay.
Chargers are 5.5-point favorites.
See, this is hard with the Chargers because Chargers do Charger-ass fucking shit.
They do.
Um,
Taking Chargers.
Yeah.
Raiders suck, and they're getting Austin Eckler back this week, probably.
You know who doesn't suck?
Who?
Devontae Adams.
Devontae
No,
Adams
he does not
suck.
Because even though his quarterback sucks,
Who's not going to be in this game? Carr?
No.
no.
Garoppolo.
No, Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Didn't he get injured? Isn't he out a couple of weeks?
No.
Carr is.
Carr is. But not
Garoppolo got injured in this game. We had a whole ass conversation about it. Jimmy Garoppolo is injured.
We never once had a conversation about this.
Yeah, go check the tape, homie.
Was this one like you typed up and forgot to send?
That
Remains in concussion protocol.
We never once had a conversation. You may have had this conversation with somebody, but it was not me.
I only talk to you guys about football and Ashley about the Eagles. So, whatever. Doesn't matter. Jimmy Garoppolo is in concussion protocol, but he got rolled up on in this game, and it was a really fun, if you don't like Jimmy Garoppolo, thing to watch. And
I thought it was funny that some, like, long-time fucking Raiders fan
wrote a I'm out of here letter.
3 weeks
did?
into the Jimmy Garoppolo experience.
Nope. Yeah, give me Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I'm probably more excited to take the Chargers if Jimmy Garoppolo's in than if he's out. But who's their backup?
Yeah.
Make the rookie.
So the only thing that we talked about as far as Jimmy Garoppolo was the injury in which we thought he blew his knee out.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, and I thought that was the injury. And then,
gotcha.
And then I made the connection to the
He played the whole rest of the game after that.
And then Monday it was announced that he was in concussion protocol.
Right.
Yeah.
Raiders backup is not running back. QB is
Aiden O'Connell.
a legitimate option to replace.
Who
Yeah.
the fuck is Aiden O'Connell?
He's a rookie.
I've never once heard that name.
I don't know.
He played
sounds
fantastic
super
in the
white,
preseason.
Right? Like nobody named Aiden is black.
I know an Aiden, but not an O'Connell.
Next
Yeah,
up,
right. Good point. Yeah.
next up, we have Arizona traveling to San Francisco.
The 1-2 Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
After a massive upset over the win over the Cowboys.
They took that cowboy hat off and shit
So
right
they
in
were 12.5-point dogs going into that game. They are 14-point dogs going into this game.
it. Yeah.
I don't have faith in the Cardinals.
I'm just this part of my parlay. I'm taking the Niners because the Niners are good on every aspect of the ball. And the
There's
Cowboys,
not-
I think, are their offense is sneakily is overshadowed by the defense, and the offense was not good.
49ers are the most complete team in the NFL right now, and Brock Purdy is an exceptionally average to plus side quarterback. He didn't make mistakes, and when he makes mistakes, he makes them off to the side to where it's safe.
Or if he makes a mistake, George Kittle comes in and fucking swats it out and then fucking seatbelts it.
Yes, dude. Oh my god. Like George Kittle, if there could be a fantasy category for swag, he's got it.
Nobody's fucking playing rock, paper, scissors with the sky cap.
No. Nobody's having more fun in this league than him. Like
that TikTok you sent about how he feels after the game, he's like, it's literally like in multiple car accidents.
Yeah, getting in multiple car accidents each game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm taking the 49ers as well. I don't like this spread, but I didn't like the 12.5 point spread, and I got fucked on that last week because they it's gonna dominated.
Be like 28-10 or something along that lines.
Yeah, if the 49ers decide to stop playing, like
it'll be something like there'll be short yardage, like there was where Matt Breida got a touchdown.
Yeah. I'm into this one. I'm not starting any of my Cardinals. Hollywood Brown had himself a good week this last week. James Conner has been solid all season
probably the
long.
only person that I would be willing to start.
And I don't want to start him.
I wouldn't want to.
I'm in a position where I don't have to start him because I'm really deep in running back in Dynasty. And I've got Austin Eckler and Saquon Barkley back this week. Yep. So I don't have to start Conner. I'm not going to.
I don't know that Saquon's going to be back this week.
It said that he was practicing. I thought I read that he was practicing. Go ahead. Continue on.
I don't think that Saquon's going to be back this week. I think he's still dealing with a high ankle sprain.
Well, he's going to always be. It's Saturday.
So they're saying they've been saying day to day. But he came out at the Thursday night game and said that he was dealing with a high ankle sprain. And generally, based on how the injuries go, you either don't miss a game or you miss 3.
Yeah.
It is basically how it goes.
Yeah. I can't read this right here. Can you read that?
Saquon Barkley, day-to-day ankle injury.
Okay. So he's day-to-day. All right. So maybe I will be playing.
You might be playing.
Conner.
Yeah.
But but it's a Monday night game for whatever that's worth, which means you've got to decide the Giants.
Oh.
Giants are a Monday night game. So you got to decide Sunday whether or not Barkley is playing.
Correct.
So, and he's not Austin Eckler, who loves fantasy football and loves to help you guys, decide whether or not you're going to play. He's Saquon Barkley, and he's going to be day-to-day up until the minute he's declared out. Okay, you're right there. We're all taking 49ers?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Patriots are at the Cowboys.
Dallas is 6.5 point favorites.
Mm-hmm. I know where I'm going on this.
This game, I am glad to see that the spread has come
back down to earth. Yeah.
I do think
this feels like a game you don't see very often. Patriots and Cowboys.
Yeah, it's definitely not in the Super Bowl.
Sick that burn, Cowboy country. But that's crazy because the Patriots are always in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yep, they are.
Not anymore.
I want to hate on the Cowboys, and I want to not trust them here to cover a 6.5 point spread. But that feels unlikely given their recent track record and the Patriots' ability to play well in any game. I'm taking the Patriots in this one.
Same. I'm taking the Patriots.
The one thing that
Mac Jones is not going to be suspended for tapping sauce in the nard.
He should be.
So, refs are going to start looking out for it now, dude.
Yeah. The one thing I will say is the Cardinals, and I watched a couple of things on this. The Cardinals did a really good thing of limiting the amount of explosive plays that Micah Parsons could have. They ran at him. They didn't allow him
They attacked him.
Yeah, they basically attacked him. They didn't allow him to attack.
Right, he had 1 sack in the game, and it was way late in the game.
Yeah, so basically every time he was lined up on any side, if they were running the ball, they ran to that side.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting concept. But you know that Bill Belichick saw what happened in that game and went, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's studying that film like crazy.
Bill Belichick's thing is shutting down whoever their star is.
He did it with Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Right, and so this is one of the first times that we're going to see Bill Belichick go against a star defensive player.
Right.
How does he shut down a defensive player? The Cardinals just told you. So if who do you got to shut down on the offensive side?
CD,
right?
Yeah.
And Belichick can shut down CD. No
Yep.
problem.
Belichick can absolutely shut down CD.
I like the Patriots here.
I think they win the game.
It could happen.
They could. Rich, what are you taking? Oh, you're going to take the Cowboys. You love them Cowboys.
Stephen A. Smith hates you now.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, it's more so I want them to win this game.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to be on a 2-game losing streak coming against the Niners.
Yeah. But we are trying to give our best advice to our audience.
Right, that's my advice.
Is don't go on a 2-game losing streak into the Niners.
Yeah.
Are they in San Francisco for that game?
Yes.
I'm not worried about that at all. I mean, I'm not really worried about it. And
you know they're gonna run it, Micah Parsons.
Yeah, right. Oh fuck.
Cowboys are gonna go into a blender, especially towards the later part of the season too.
Yeah, they've got a tough schedule. Rich, what did you land on? Did you land on the Cowboys?
I'm gonna take Cowboys.
Oh my goodness.
I think they have like a 4-week stretch where it's Eagles, Dolphins, someone else, and then the Eagles again.
Well, they haven't faced the Eagles yet, so
yeah. Next game up is the Chiefs Sunday night game, and that's the Chiefs at the Jets. Chiefs are 9.5-point favorites with an over/under of 41.5. What the shit? I don't like this one because the Chiefs don't typically blow out people because
they're terrible at covers.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Jets to lose by less than 9.5.
I feel the same way. I also feel like the Jets defense is going to play the shit out of this game.
Yeah.
It will all be whether or not Zach Wilson can
lose the game.
You cannot lose the game.
He can manage this game for them, then he'll be fine.
I don't think that with the way the KC defense is going, that's why I'm taking. They're part of my parlay. I think I'm going to go KC.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me.
No.
Yeah.
No, and by the way, that's why they picked 9.5 points because you can see both sides of that coin pretty easily. So your parlays right now, what are you up to?
Me?
Yeah.
It's Indy, San Francisco, and Washington.
So plus 1.5.
Washington's
now
plus
you're
8.
Down to you took Washington?
Yeah.
Against Philly.
Against Philly. Plus 8.
Plus 8. Okay, so you're plus 8. You're taking Philly.
Yep.
Then you got the 49ers.
Minus 14.
So now we're at a minus 6. And
I took
finally
I took Indy. I was going to take KC.
Oh, okay. This is part of your parlay?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was going to be.
Gotcha. Okay, I misunderstood what you just said. Okay. So Rich, what are you taking here? KC, Jets?
I also have the Jets.
You have the Jets?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like they're gonna do everything they possibly can to win this game.
Yes, I agree.
I don't think they will win the game, but I think they will put up a better performance than they did last week.
I don't think Saleh is coaching for his job. I think he's coaching for the locker room right now.
Yeah.
And he's going to
if Aaron Rodgers wasn't on the back burner right now,
yes,
he would be coaching for his job.
Yeah.
But the fact that this year was supposed to be with Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
And he lost him 4 plays in.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say Aaron Rodgers is in right now. What do you think the spread's going to be on this one?
2.
In New York?
2.5.
2.5?
Yeah.
To who?
To Jets.
To Jets?
Yeah.
Think so too?
Oh, it'd be close.
It would be close because I think the Jets right now would probably be
2-1.
2-1. Probably be 2-1. I think Dallas probably still may have won that game.
Yeah.
But I think obviously the Jets could win week 1. against Buffalo because Buffalo played terrible in that game.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the fact that the Jets won that game.
Yeah.
Buffalo played terrible.
This would be a close game, and this is why, and that's why it's on Sunday night. Is because also, we were supposed to have.
Rumor has it Taylor Swift will be there as well.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Good old Quifty.
In New York. In New York.
In New York. Okay. Well, this is gonna be an interesting game to watch in terms of how badly can the Chiefs beat the Jets.
Yeah.
I don't believe the Jets are going to win.
Maybe Taylor Swift is their superpower.
Might be. A Monday night game is we've only got one Monday night game this week.
Finally.
We have the Seahawks in New York playing the Giants. Oh shit, they got to turn over the field from Jets to Giants in 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's fun, man. Sunday night.
That's okay when you don't have to worry about people's knees and shit.
The field is so gross.
Yeah. Yeah, especially on the Monday night after they play, they don't have any chance to patch it together again.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Nah. I'm about to lose 14 players on my team.
They were talking about the fact that last week, oh, yeah, dude, that's a terrible place to have your Monday night game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fucked, dude.
Yeah.
My guys are
your
done.
Team's done.
Yes. This is the new Arizona Stadium. Like, my guys, my entire team is done.
Yeah, they were talking about...
I'm working right now on 3 backup offensive linemen, and it's about to be 5.
You're about to be having to run a Zeke play every fucking game.
Yeah.
I want to say, I think it was this last week, New England was talking about the fact that by the end of that game, they had so much paint on them.
Yeah.
Because the paint hadn't cured at all.
Yeah.
And so, like, all of the end zone paint was all over them.
Yeah.
Which...
Did it at least get them high?
I doubt it.
No, that's too cancer, bad. But not high.
Cancer, but... okay, so Seahawks at the Giants. The Giants are 1-point favorites.
That surprises me.
That surprises me, too. I'm taking the Seahawks. The Seahawks have been playing pretty well. The Giants are 1-point favorites. The
Giants haven't been doing anything well.
Right.
Losing.
They've been losing pretty well.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm playing Daniel Jones. If I've got him in a league, I'm playing Daniel Jones this week because I don't take early quarterbacks. Daniel Jones I'd be playing this week. I've been screaming quarterbacks in 1 or 2 of my leagues, and this might be a week where I pick him up and play him.
Yeah.
Because he's going to put up...
Seattle's been...
300 yards.
Seattle's been very friendly to the quarterback position.
Yeah, not putting up a lot of touchdowns, but putting up a lot of yards,
yep.
and quarterbacks have been rushing okay against them.
Yeah.
So Dalton fucking scrambled like crazy, had a great play where he was quick, real quick, and I was like, I was honestly really impressed with Andy Dalton this last week.
It's a Red Rocket.
Yeah, the Red Rocket, man, he's going out there doing his thing. Red Rifle. Red Rifle. Red Rocket is jacking off a dog. And
I thought that should be called their dick, not the actual act of it.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Watching South Park. Red Rocket.
So, lastly, here we have our parlays.
How you milk a dog?
Scott again is leading our parlays right now because he won last week.
Yep.
So he has got this week he has
write
Detroit.
Down the overall odds on these two, so that way we can start tracking that.
Detroit, Cincinnati, and New Orleans.
Detroit is -1.5.
-1.5. Cincinnati is
-2.5.
-2.5, and New Orleans is -3.5.
Nice. That's very clean. I like the symmetry there.
Frodo is taking Washington +8. Indianapolis. So do you want
Washington to win? I mean, I'm not saying that that's your bet, but do you think they have a legitimate?
I would not be surprised if they do win, but it's going to be like a 3-point, 5-point, something along that lines. I don't think it's more than a touchdown.
Yeah.
So Frodo is taking Washington +8, Indy +1.5, and the 49ers -14. He has $25 on that to win $175. Scott has $50 on his to win $360.
I got a little extra money so I can start throwing some stuff around.
And I am taking Cincinnati +2.5 or -2.5.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay +3.5, and Seattle +1. Putting 50 on that for possibly 333.
Nice. That'll be a good bet.
Yeah.
That's gonna come back and get you some. I'm excited about this week. I am. I think that this is going to be a fun weekend of football, especially in terms of gambling. I think like I said at the beginning of the show, I really like a lot of these spreads. I had a hard time picking my 3. And
it starts with a good game this week. There's a lot of fantasy plays in this week.
Yep.
And there's just overall good games. There's some terrible games.
I try to avoid the Thursday night games in terms of fantasy and in terms of betting, because I don't want to lose any parlay or any fantasy week on
right
Thursday. And Thursday night games seem to underperform anyway. Yeah. So I try to avoid those. I've got
it's short weeks. It's I'm gonna condensed playbooks. It's
all of that.
All of that plays into it.
I'm not playing. I've got AJ Dillon. I'm not playing him. That's a little bit easier because Aaron Jones.
Honestly,
is
he's like
probably
one of the only players I probably wouldn't be playing this week between those two teams. Yeah,
he's the only one that you wouldn't be playing.
Wouldn't be playing.
Yeah. Okay. So you're still playing Jameer Gibbs.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're still playing Amon-Ra. Of course, you're playing Amon-Ra.
Romeo Dobbs and
Christian Watson. Are you gonna play?
If you have Christian Watson, I'd be playing him.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Fuck, I would play Khalif Raymond.
If you have Aaron Jones, you're playing him. If David Montgomery actually plays, I'd play him.
At a pinch, you could actually, because of some of the injuries, Khalif Raymond has played well. Like, he's a decent deep threat. So
okay. So
and Sam Laporta. You're starting Sam Laporta.
Yes. Yeah, he's the new guy.
Yep.
The one thing is to keep an eye on. Home game and away games are a 10-point difference for Detroit's quarterback.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff scores an average of 21 points. Home games, fantasy-wise, he scores 11 on average away games.
And this is an away game.
This is an away game.
That's interesting.
I mean, they're still in...
Is that over his career?
They're in the same region, at least.
I think that's over his Detroit career.
Career. Interesting.
Now, the early Detroit career was rough. Last year may have been better. I'm not exactly sure, but
I'm a huge fan of this week. It's going to be some good, close betting football. There's a couple of really good games this week. Besides your own game, what game are you guys looking forward to most this week? Your own team.
Denver and Chicago.
I mean, kind of,
yeah.
In a sick way, you kind of
I want to watch that fucking
It's like watching Faces of Death, but you know you shouldn't, but you're going to.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to see the Indy game because of Anthony Richardson, and then I'm interested in the Niners game just because.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the fucking Atlanta and Jacksonville game on Disney. Watching it and animated. I want to see what happens.
I want to see Andy's room.
I want to see how this works.
I want to see what Andy's mom's toys look like.
And I honestly think I will have it up like on my TV. Have it up on my TV as the animated game, and then have the actual game on like my phone or my tablet or something, just to see how they compare.
Yeah.
How if something's happening on the game, how they do it on the animated version. I'm curious how it's going to work.
If Mr. Potato gets a pass over the center and gets upended, does his legs and shit fly off?
Right.
That's what
I hope so.
Right?
I really do. Like, I want to see this shit. Like, I don't want to just see, like, avatars run around. I want to see some Toy Story shit go down. Like, I want to
Slinky Dog get fucking stretched.
Yeah, like his back half stays and then he runs and runs and runs.
At the end of the game, it's a fucked up call. Sid just walks out and gives the call.
Yeah, drops like an M80 or something like that. I wonder what the halftime show is going to be.
That's a good question
for them. It's all going to be good. Like I'm excited about that game. That's a legitimate way to get your kids watching football.
It's a cool idea. I'm just curious how it's actually going to look on the screen, which is, like I said, why I feel like I want to have both versions up.
Right. Yep. Right. So that's going to be on Disney Plus. Otherwise, you're going to be watching the game on ESPN, I believe, or ABC. That might be an ABC game.
I believe it is an ESPN game.
Nonetheless, no, they're not going to have a Sunday morning game.
It could be NFL Network.
Could be NFL Network. Yeah. Anyway, so
it is ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus. There you go. Okay. There you go, guys. That's our show for the week. We are going to be back next week. We're hoping to have a special guest come in soon in October. We will get you guys more information on that as that comes up. Otherwise,
we're out.
Peace out, guys. Later.